You're a liar.
No, there is at least one time where I went entirely off context.
Cody,
you guys gave.
what
No.
episode?
I don't remember, but like I'm going.
No, you have to
We can
remember.
go through episodes.
Josh
but,
Let's
like,
go
is
through
so
episodes
mad.
after the podcast.
Josh is-
I'm shook. Ooh, hello and welcome to a very spooky episode of Volume 1, the anime and manga podcast where we review the first volume of a brand new manga each week. My name is Josh Ghoulish Michaels. And today, as always, I am joined by...
Megan, the pawn Perrine. The pawn like bread.
Oh.
Because the
gotcha.
manga, if you don't know, there's a panel with bread.
Yikes.
Kind of scary.
Off to a bang. Off with a good
Uh-huh.
start.
Ooh.
and it's me, Cody Spooky Decker.
Oh,
Wow.
he's back.
Thank you guys for tuning into another episode of Volume 1. It's Spooktober, baby.
Spooktober, baby.
Yes,
Baby,
hence
baby,
the
baby.
set design,
Spooky,
hence
scary.
It's
the
scary.
spider webs, the skeletons, the ghosts, the
Uh-huh.
goblins, the severed hands, the witch legs, and the return of Spooktober.
Spooktober.
Uh-oh, Cody, look out behind you. Spooktober's behind you.
Oh, shit. He's right there.
Oh, there. Oh, he's hiding behind the chair.
That's
Yeah, you can
We'll
just see
fix
his
that.
hand.
We'll fix that. If you watched our Halloween Spooktober episodes last year, Spooktober was a big part of them, and he's been hiding in my closet, and I've been saving him for this very moment. Thank you guys for being here. We're kicking off Spooktober with a horror manga that I actually knew nothing about. We are talking about today, Volume 1 of Drifting Classroom, which was recommended. Ooh, I'm in the spirit. Which was recommended by Megs, the machine.
The machine.
Yeah. Yes.
Deus
The
Ex.
Makima.
Yeah.
Megan Makima
Deus Ex
Perrine.
Machina.
Megan Dos Ex Machina. Yeah, I'm scared.
Screen.
Megan Dos Equis Machina.
Dos Equis Machina.
Burr, burr,
Megan the Scream Perrine. Yeah.
I guess it was recommended by me. I was just looking up like horror manga, and honestly, this was one that I had seen. I had seen these at Barnes and Noble, and I was like, these look really dope. It's like the perfect edition. There's a lot. I think there's like 3 volumes in here. Somewhat, we had a kind of conversation about that. But this mangaka actually was a huge influence to Junji Ito, which you can,
wow.
I feel like you can kind of see in the work a little bit. It's not as completely out there as Junji Ito's stuff. It's more set in like reality to a certain extent.
It's very Twilight Zone-y.
It's very
story.
It's very Twilight Zone. I mean, some of his stories are, but a majority of them are just like so ridiculous, so out there horror. But I did enjoy, what it is. I like a good mystery. It entices you to keep reading and like, what's going on? Why are they here? What's going on? It kind of reminded me of Sony Boy, which just came out this last season. Kind of similar.
Really?
Kind of similar. But obviously not the same. But
Yeah, dude. I looked at once we decided we were going to do this, I looked into it a little bit more. Saw it was published in 1972. It's an old one. Ooh, it's an old one. Getting old and scary.
I'm scared. Getting old and scary. Are you scared?
I'm scared.
No.
I'm scared. And I thought this is an oldie, but you know what? It was a goodie, dude.
It was a goodie.
It felt like a Twilight Zone episode, even in its, because of its age. It felt even kind of maybe like, I know this is me giving, maybe stretching it a little bit, but it even kind of felt like a Doctor Who episode in a lot of ways. Dude.
Yeah, now you're stretching it.
No, you
you're
haven't
not.
seen
You're
enough to know.
stretching
You
it.
haven't
Now
seen
there
enough to
wasn't
know.
a guy. Now there wasn't a guy in
I
a
like
bow
it.
tie being like, but what if there was an
You
episode?
watched one
What if
episode.
there-
Doctor,
But
the classroom.
no. I'll be the assistant. Ready? Doctor, where are we going?
It's not where, but when.
Go ahead. Keep shitting on everything I've ever loved.
I watched a whole season of Doctor Who.
I know you did, but you didn't.
Doctor,
Yeah, you watched 2 episodes.
Don't
One.
always ask where, so it
where
lets
are
me
we
say
going?
it's not where,
Okay.
but when.
You said that
But
already,
why
dude.
are we going
Not
there?
why, but when.
You're such a crazy doctor.
Not crazy, but when.
Okay, that didn't even make sense.
It's so timey-wimey.
Oh,
with
and
the,
you did
it's
watch a little bit. You did watch a little
timey-wimey.
bit.
He
watched
says
a lot. They
David
describe
Tennant
the continent
does
as
say it, and it's a great episode. He says it for the first time in Blink, written by Stephen
It's
Moffat.
kind of
one
to
the best
justify
episodes
why
episodes
things don't quite match up with what they said.
that introduces the Weeping Angels. But anyway, we're not here to talk about Doctor Who. I love the feeling of this. I love the pacing of this. If I could describe this series in one word, it would be panic.
It was
because
panic,
it
pure
was
panic.
Yeah, I thought this was a disco for how much there was.
Wow.
Oh, it's, you know, they right since
What?
tragedy.
yeah, that's you. I do know that.
That was so funny.
Good God.
I thought
yeah.
it was an interesting story. I did not get a sense of horror.
I mean,
I got a little horror.
It's
vibe.
horror of the unknown.
The situation, yeah, but like scary wise. I guess horror works, but scary, no.
I mean,
Thriller mystery.
Thriller mystery, but I wouldn't. Things have
Yeah.
not happened yet to feel like it's anything beyond like a
I mean,
thriller mystery.
the thing that is scary is like what the people in this situation are capable of.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I
That's-
think
that's-
you're right on the money.
It's like strangers, you know, like home invasions. Like that's considered like horror. It's a fucking horrific event. Like your whole
right.
family dies or whatever, and it's a home invasion, like this place that you feel most comfortable in. Like in their case, the school, and they're relying on these adults.
The monsters are the humans.
The monsters are the humans. I mean, even the kids are gonna get in some fucked up shit, I'm sure. But the adults, I feel like, are even scarier than the children. They're able to do, I know, things that the kids aren't. So I'm like kind of worried about.
And let's be honest, the real nightmare is being stuck anywhere with all those kids.
Well,
No,
yeah.
oh my God.
I mean, being stuck
Yeah.
in school for eternity.
See, I'm more thinking of like the teachers. Like if I was like, oh my God, dude,
And
I
they're
have to
all
be with
scared.
hundreds of 3-year-olds now,
Yeah,
or
they're
whatever.
all terrified. And you have to like
Yeah.
lie to make them feel better, and like it's just you're
Yeah,
responsible for
a lot of
all
ethical, dilemmas.
Yeah, yeah,
morally
if I was-
ambiguous.
Oh, people are doing some wild things.
Yeah.
If I was in this situation, I would be scared. But like reading the story, I'm interested in what's happening,
Yeah.
but I'm not like, huh.
No.
This truly didn't give me. I felt like a chance to catch my breath.
Yeah.
I was like, everybody the whole time felt like they were just screaming constantly, but I liked it. It kept it moving and it kept it exciting in a lot of ways. I feel like we can say that we all kind of really enjoyed it then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not.
Yeah.
I just I was expecting it to be scary.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, dude, I thought this was a lot of fun. It was ranked number 2 on our poll that we put out, which a lot of people, a lot of people said that what we put out wasn't even a poll.
Which is interesting. I want to talk to you guys for a second, because if you know anything
She's got
about
stuff to
horror
say.
manga, I mean, these are top heavy hitters in on the list. I mean, not only Annie lists. Don't get me wrong. I understand that, but Drifting Classroom's a classic. Shibuya Goldfish, I've heard great things about in the community. So I was just a little concerned why you guys were like, I've only heard of Hellsing. It's like, this is a manga podcast. I expected you guys to, up your game a little bit.
Oh, wow, that's a call out.
I'm not coming out, but
She's coming at you.
I mean, it's just common knowledge. I don't know.
That this happened.
I don't know where
also
New York Megan came from.
I
though.
don't know. I'm just walking down the street.
Yeah.
with the volume done. Next one, and people were like, this wasn't a poll either. It was like, yeah, I had no idea. I honestly think that they all would like have a fair shot.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
And
It's
then-
not like we're planning this like, oh, we just want Hellsing to
Yeah,
win.
no,
not
not
at all. We're like, okay, these are 3 ones that we want to do. Let's see what happens. Let's roll
Well, 'cause,
the
yeah,
dice.
they're all like equal on like scale
Yeah.
too of like what I would want to do.
Well, because I
Yeah.
think that I kind of did expect there to be a group of people who were of the mind that like, oh, I'm not going to vote for Hellsing because I don't want to vote for the most like popular or the most obvious sort of choice. I want to vote for something a little more niche like Shibuya Goldfish.
Shibuya roll
Shibuya.
called.
Yeah, that's where I know that word from. But which is what I voted for and which I secretly wanted everybody to vote for.
Oh.
Yeah,
And it came in 3rd place.
I like that you
Yeah.
don't get to see what percentage got it until you vote.
I know.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, this one, oh, well,
Yeah.
it's kind of
Yeah. Mine was 3rd. Yeah.
Well, we don't vote.
I vote.
I vote.
I'm
I
just
vote in every poll.
I vote every
Yeah, I
time.
know,
I have
me
not.
too.
I have not won.
We've not won yet.
Yeah.
No. There's been once where I was like,
But
maybe
we
I have a
lose-
chance.
We lose our own
No.
polls.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and so
You
it'd be
lose all
like-
the polls you don't take.
That's true.
and we lose all the polls.
We lose
do
all the
take.
polls
Yeah.
we do take.
Yeah,
Yeah. Up and
yeah.
down
But
the...
we take those polls.
We take
Oh,
those
we
polls
take
hard,
we
dude.
take them all.
Yeah.
We take them all.
And speaking of,
Well, let me just kind of give everybody listening and watching a little quick, brief synopsis. I've taken one sentence from the official synopsis because I think it does a good job of explaining what's happening. So the synopsis is sixth grader Sho travels to school after a bitter argument with his mother, Emiko. When in class, a tremor shakes the facility and the school is transported to an otherworldly wasteland. Oh my God, that gave me the chills.
Yeah, are you scared? You should.
I'm always scared. I live in fear constantly.
Oh.
Sick.
Of what? The unknown?
The
The
inevitable. No,
unknown.
often the
Sometimes, yes.
Often the known.
Yes.
What about the gnomes?
That you can't call them that anymore.
This is going to be a fun episode.
I can't help myself.
This is going to be a fun episode.
Joke.
It was a joke. It was a joke.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Also, you
But
can't.
Also, you can't. And that is not a joke. But I got to say, dude, honestly, I thought that this series was extremely well written. Extremely well written.
It's a human, like, not social experiment, like, what do you call it? You're delving into like what people would do in this situation.
Yeah. Like it's your moral
Thought
dilemmas,
experiment.
thought experiments. Yeah. It's like, people, they're putting their ethics and morals in question, kind of, the entire time.
Picture, if you will.
Yeah.
Can you do the voice?
No. Megan probably has the best shot here.
What does he say? He goes,
Imagine, if you will.
oh, yeah.
Cody,
That
that was
was
actually
good.
pretty good.
Picture, if you will.
Cody,
A
Picture, if you
classroom
will.
disappeared.
Cody, that's like genuinely good.
Can I work that in somehow?
It has to be a little higher.
Higher?
No, I think he's nailing it.
Picture, if you will. A
I thought-
classroom disappeared into a hole. Spoiler.
Cody, keep going.
Spoiler alert.
No, can you read the synopsis all over again? In
I'll
that
try,
voice?
but now that you guys like it, I'm going to lose it. Now that synopsis. Picture, if you will, sixth grader Sho I can't pronounce that. Travels to school after a bitter argument with his mother, Emiko. While in class, a tremor shakes the facility and the school is transported to another worldly wasteland.
You have now entered
That was great, dude.
You've now entered
Twilight.
the drifting twilight room.
Oh,
I love it. Cody, you got to do that for every
I
episode.
know. I liked how it kind of reminded me of like Now and Then Here and There.
Not me.
The art
Oh,
style,
okay,
the
okay.
art style reminded me a lot of like old newspaper.
The
comics.
only reason why I say why I compare them is because of like this boy who has like a regular ass life. You know, his troubles are so minuscule to what he's actually going to be up against pretty soon, and then his whole life is going to change. That's kind of reminded me because he gets in like a fight. We'll talk about it, but it's like, oh, just kid shit. And then it's like, oh, your life might be over now.
And something I like, I mean, it mentions it in the synopsis, but I do love, I hate in these stories where it opens with them being like, I'm a happy family and we're all happy together.
Yeah.
I like the bitter feeling you have when they end on a sour note.
Mhm.
And I love the narration of, I love a narrator that's sort of like looking back on how he would have done things differently. And then the mystery of like, what situation is he currently in now? I think that, everything that you guys said about this series, like for the sake of not repeating it, I completely 100% agree with. But what I connected with most of all was, I guess, I really don't know the Now and Then Here and Now thing. I really don't know where that came from, Megan.
It's
about
a child
kids being put into a situation
exactly
where
and forced to maybe grow up a little bit because
and that I can see.
yeah, that's
and they're about to find out that
Yeah.
growing up,
Okay, now enough of the voices.
that to grow up, you got to go down.
And I apologize,
Well,
Megan.
Yeah, I know.
don't repeat
I
that.
know. I know, but
I
the
apologize,
thing,
Megan.
it fell.
Yeah, I gotta say this.
And while,
thing.
since this episode is coming out after the Saturday episode, I apologize for not seeing the Now and Then Here and There thing. And
okay,
I apologize
thank you.
for
Thank
I
you for your
apologize.
apology. Thank you.
I apologize for
appreciate
I
it.
apologize for spoiling One Piece for you.
See, thank you because you're saying it now because you already
I
know
already
the
know.
fire's brewing
Yeah.
and we haven't seen it yet.
No,
Where
we've
am
seen-
I?
I've seen the
Where
flickers
am
of
I?
the
Band of the
flames.
cock, rise up,
I've seen the flicker of the flame.
rise up,
The Flicker of the Flame's a good name.
flicker
I
of
like
the
it. It's an
flame, band of the
alliteration.
cock.
Plan of the cock? What's our plan of the cock?
I say band up together. Okay, guys.
Mm-hmm.
What's
Band
our
up the
plan
cock.
of the
That's a
cock?
cock ring.
And The Ring is a horror movie. And speaking of horror, Drifting Classroom. And speaking of Drifting Classroom, it starts with our hero show in an argument with his mother. And this is how far off track we've gone and how much work we have to do to get back. Oh, there we go. And we're back.
It's scary how much they're off track.
Yeah, whoa, that is scary.
Yeah, the horror of the review going off track.
It's drifting off.
And that's called incorporating the
amazing.
theme into a review. And that's
That
what
was
sets us
amazing.
above
Say it.
the muck and the mire.
The muck and
That was
the
great.
mire, the muck and the mire. Everybody go into the fire. Ooh.
That sounds like a Halloween song. Did you just
Is
make that up?
Yeah.
Is that a real
Make that-
song?
Oh, that's
I
not
made
you
that
made that
up.
up?
Yeah.
That was good.
That's awesome. That
Yeah,
sounds
and
like
speaking-
a real, like,
Thank
you know, it's raining, it's pouring, but kind of like spooky.
Ah.
Yeah. a
Oh
little.
my God. But speaking of spooky,
Yeah.
The story that happens
Yes.
is he gets into an argument with his
he gets
mom.
into an argument. with his
A
mom.
realistic argument, which I liked.
Yeah.
Yeah. dude.
Although they do, say this was definitely the worst argument they've ever been in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of built up. And it's just like, I always hate when a story is like, when, especially a mom, I get it. Like, your mom's always like, you know, do this, do that, do this, do that. But it's like when a kid's just being a kid and they're like, you need to grow up. And it's like, let him live. Let him be a child for once. He's not
He's
even
just
that
a
old.
kid. His
He's only
life
in
is a
6th
nightmare.
grade. Like, he's not like, I could see if he was like in fucking 8th grade going into high school. Like, that would be different. Like, he's
He's
still
in 6th grade, right?
he's in 6th grade.
How old are you in 6th grade?
Like, fucking 11,
Grow
12.
the fuck up. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
I think, yeah, 6th grade is like the beginning of middle school, right?
I think so. You know,
It depends if you, yeah.
But at a certain age, what age do you think does it stop being cute?
I mean, definitely when you're like, I think 13 is the threshold of like, you need to.
Once you hit puberty, you're not allowed to play with toys anymore.
I say be a kid forever.
Oh,
I know that because I tried playing with toys after I hit puberty and I couldn't.
You can't really.
Yeah, no, I like asked
Says
them. I
who?
asked my parents like go buy me a Bionicle
Yeah.
so I could play with it, and I just sat there. I'm like, I feel no connection.
It's a little easier when
I
you have
watched
younger
Nick Jr.
siblings.
till I was 26 years old.
Yeah. See.
Well,
See?
watching kid shows is just cool.
Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I do think you lose something. I think you lose the ability to play with toys because I did. I tried. I can't.
Yeah. Make believe
Yeah.
or like.
Make believe.
Yeah, but it's easier when you have like a younger sibling or like
Mhm.
someone like a cousin. Like my cousin was younger than me. She had Barbies. And I was never really a Barbie player when I was a young kid. But with her, I was like, oh, this is cool. Like they're not mine. So I can just be like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, if anything, you're being cool by playing with a younger kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I was like, let's play Barbie.
But this kid doesn't want
Yeah,
Barbies.
can I play with that one? You're like, no.
This
Yeah.
kid doesn't want.
This one's mine.
This one's mine. I'm a bitch ass kid.
Yeah, he doesn't want to watch Nick Jr. He doesn't want to play
No.
with Barbies. He wants a future car, otherwise known as a
Oh.
spaceship.
Uh,
And he's, you know what's kind of sweet about it too is that he was saving up, and he said that his mom wouldn't buy it for him, so he saved up for it. Then and I felt this too, like he finally had enough money for it, then realized he didn't even want it. That he wanted to use that money to get his mom a watch.
how cute, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a stand-up kid. That's so cute. What a good son.
What a great son.
Mhm.
And then he like drops the watch, it gets ran over, and then he gets like really pissed.
I mean, as one would. Watching that situation happen, like what a
I was devastated.
calamity.
Yeah, truly. And then he decides instead of going home because he's so sort of like upset about it, to go just like blow off some steam at the school
Mm.
after hours
And just smoke cigarettes.
and just smoke cigarettes, maybe do a little bit of crack
Oh yeah,
And,
and
yeah.
grow up.
and grow
Yeah,
the fuck up.
grow
Yeah.
the fuck up. That'll help.
But he actually, instead of growing up, he does see a kid. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. He did say that in his narration, and the narration, by the way, hooked me from the very beginning. So well written. And correct me if I'm wrong. This kid, he had said he'd never seen this kid before, right? He's like, and then I saw this kid at my school, and I had never
On a tricycle?
on a tricycle.
Yeah.
Now, what do we know about kids in horror movies on tricycles?
They're
No good.
Up to no good.
Always up
Trying to
no
make
good.
trouble in the neighborhood.
Yeah, squeaky, rolly, small.
Are you describing tricycles or what are you?
The child.
the child on the tricycle?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, don't trust him.
3
Yeah,
wheels.
yeah.
I was.
Gross.
Yeah, gross word. I was under the impression at the beginning that like, oh, is this like a ghost that's haunting him?
I kind of thought a little bit that too.
Mm.
Or is this like, oh, a spirit is like bonding to him and like,
And then doesn't the end make you kind of question that a little bit more?
yeah, especially with like what happens. You're like, well, physically that's impossible.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So something supernatural's happening.
Yes.
Mhm.
He plays with this kid for a little bit, has a great time, and he says, "You know what? Let's meet up here again and let's play some more. But I got to get home. My mom's gonna be pissed."
Yeah, I was supposed to go home.
And his mom wasn't just pissed; she was livid. And they got into the craziest argument I've seen since, probably since what's it called? Idris Elba in Suicide Squad and his daughter. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And when he's just like, they're both screaming "fuck you" at each other, and I was like, oh my god, this feels real.
Because they're just saying swears at each other. They weren't saying personal things.
Yeah. And she's like you said, mad because he's too much of a kid. He's too irresponsible, and she's like throwing away his old toys, and he's pissed.
Yeah.
Which don't do. First of all, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't even. Yeah, just leave it.
Yeah, I think I'm a hoarder because no one ever really because actually I think I'm a hoarder because everybody would throw out my stuff, and so now that I'm in control of it, I never want to let anything go. Yeah,
if I eat in groups, I eat like this, and I like you put your arms around food you eat. You're like, no one can get this.
I eat super fast. Yeah,
no one can get my food.
I can't.
I eat so fast because I don't want anybody else to get it. Yeah.
Different strokes.
Different folks.
Yeah.
Well, you only need like one French.
What you talking about, Cody?
How would you say?
You only eat like one French fry and you're good.
Oh yeah, no one's stealing my food because they're like, give it to her. She needs
eating
it.
with Megan. We've said this before. I'm sure the best.
Because you get her food
for sure.
Yeah, not all the time.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Not all
it's dependable,
the
and I'm kind of starting to form my budget around it.
Yeah, I'm making plans around. I'm counting on it.
Yeah, you should order the large curly fries.
You guys know, like, they actually don't let me eat.
I don't.
That is true. I mean,
they steal my food.
I do.
You guys help me.
Ooh. Yeah, dude. This kid and his mom go at it, and they start getting personal. He starts flipping the table over.
Pretty strong
I know.
kid.
Yeah, he's pissed. I mean, as he should. Shouldn't be throwing away his shit.
No, this kid's freaking ticked off.
He's tick-tocked off, dude.
Tick-tocked off.
Just go with it. And
he's tick-tock because of the clock.
The clock is ticking because he's going to be late to school.
Exactly.
And
yeah, and she was like, I'm not going to wake you up. Like, I hate my parents to do that shit to me. It's like, just give me this one. Just help me out.
Also, you get in trouble if I don't go to school.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's no repercussions for me.
My mom was a teacher, so I had to go to school with her.
That's cute.
Yeah, so we had to go extra early.
So you'd be there in the classroom waiting for your school to start?
Yeah.
Do you have like a milk in the morning?
Nah.
Chocolate.
You didn't have any breakfast in the morning?
Cereal.
Yeah.
Oh,
but I didn't.
That was the best.
Yeah,
I used to go to school early too because I live like right down the street and no one was home, so I had to go really early.
It's fun.
And it was fun. I'd be the first one there and I see all my friends walk in and be a good start to the day.
There was a dried out riverbed and like a canyon that led from my home to the school. So I walked there every day. And plus I got to avoid people. And it was like, oh, cool. There's like, coyotes out here and stuff.
Oh, that seems dangerous.
Yeah, running with the coyotes.
I could take a coyote. Most people can.
I don't think 9-year-old you could
Yeah,
take
but
a coyote.
coyotes are never really by
that coyote.
Coyotes never really by themselves. They go in packs.
Bring it.
Yeah. Okay, I'd like to test that theory.
All right, I'm gonna, after this episode, it's gonna be a bunch of coyotes.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Patreon exclusive.
So they get in this fight, and he's pissed. You witch. I never want to see you again. I'm not coming home.
I wish you weren't my child.
You aren't my child. She's basically just saying everything he's saying to her.
Yeah, but never say that.
Yeah, I know.
Never say I wish you weren't my child.
Yeah,
you can't come back from that.
You can't say that.
You can't come back from that
because one day your wish might come true.
And wouldn't you know it? And wouldn't you know it in this very story?
And wouldn't you know?
And this very fragment of this reality.
That's good.
Yeah, that is actually surprisingly good. Yeah. You were talking so much shit about Cody's version. I thought you were going to be bad at it, but you're pretty good at it.
Okay.
He's running to school. He's like, F you, mom. And you know what the sweetest, most like heartbreaking thing of the whole kind of like first chapter was? The gift in the backpack.
The gift in the backpack. He goes, oh, what is this? And wrapped in my backpack. It's probably another study book from my dumbass mom. And he doesn't even open it.
That's probably what he said.
And then he probably did.
5-year-old kid.
He's in 6th grade.
Oh yeah, whatever. Yeah, he's cursed.
So he could probably say that. Yeah. And even the mom's like, I should have just given it to him. Maybe we wouldn't have started that fight. And I'm like, why y'all tiptoeing around gift giving? I mean, just give it to the kid.
Though. I like
Just
it.
give it to the kid.
Like letting him find it would have been really sweet. I mean, she could have predicted what would have happened.
She planned that before the argument.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So he takes a gift and he throws it. He's like, fuck this gift. And he's like running to school. And the art is a little dated, when they're kind of like running through the city and stuff.
I kind of like it.
Very Tintin.
Tintin. Exactly. But the writing is so good. It holds
PSA
up.
style.
Mm-hmm.
The way people are drawn, like Goofus.
Yeah. I completely agree. And his friend catches up to him and he's like, come on, man, I'm going to be late too. And then he's like, they're almost there. And he's like, oh man, I forgot my lunch money. And he's like, should we go back? And he's like, we're going to be late. And he's like, screw it, I'm going to go back. He goes, well, I'm going to go to school. And then we kind of follow the friend. And from that point on.
Which I thought was interesting.
It's definitely a device that I think was used appropriately here and to its full potential. Because as he's walking back, they like tremors or an earthquake or the earth starts to shake beneath them. And I thought a bomb hit the city. Because I didn't know much about it going into it. So I was like, oh man, is this about a nuclear bomb? And then the kid starts running towards wherever the explosion or the tremor or whatever. He starts running towards the school, which seems to be where it came from.
And he sees like the welcome sign in like super far. And he goes, this isn't supposed to be here.
Yeah.
What the heck? And then he runs to the school and then just a beautiful, beautiful shot by shot, just frame out of the fallout. It was so amazing. And his eyes, I drew his little face. Like
that's good.
Like the sparkle. My Kyo came up on camera last time, so I'm gonna start doing this from now on.
You could also use Boulder ink.
Yeah. You could also be a little bit bolder too. Yeah.
Picture, if you will.
If you will.
Being bolder.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be bolder. Is this good enough?
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, that shows up.
Yeah, just amazing. Awesome stuff.
Awesome, yeah.
You don't know what's going on. The school's just gone.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but what I really connected with the most out of this whole sort of sequence is when the mom finds out and the mom is on her way.
That's the worst.
That's what I like to see in this type of.
Yeah, seeing that in media or like manga or just like a parent that's like, where's my kid? Like just them knowing that their kid might be dead is like an insane, like just to watch it. Like, it's so gut wrenching.
Yeah, the emotions felt real.
Yeah.
Like she felt like a real mother, like worried for her son.
Running through the crowd, pushing people out of the way, just like no one knows what the fuck happened.
And then like the way that like really she was having a fight through the crowd and how just the chaos around it felt real.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about this, so I thought it was like the horror was like a depiction of an earthquake and like a school that like get caught in the rubble or something.
Oh, that would have been fun.
Because I know about sinkholes.
Yeah,
where just like a chunk of a city will just disappear.
Like that diving team that got stuck in that cave. Or something. Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be something like that. I didn't know if any supernatural stuff was gonna happen.
Right.
Because they depict on a very ground level.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I didn't know what happened, but then we get to see the school, and we think that they're gonna be,
decimated,
or at least just like. Just as confused, but everything's very normal. And even the teacher like looks outside, and also, by the way, like back where the mom's at, they're saying that it was a gas leak that caused the school to explode.
Like where are the pieces? There was the body.
Yeah. Where's the debris?
Yeah, there's none.
Yet here they are in class and everything's normal. They even look out the window and he's like, oh, there's Mr. So-and-so. Like he's what? He passed out. Let me go check on him. And then the teacher goes to check on him and they start to walk towards the gate and then they start to freak out. And then all the students sort of freak out too.
Well, there's like an earthquake too. They feel
they feel the earthquake.
Yeah, feel the earthquake.
The building to like shift, but like perfectly like at an exact line.
Right. But then I think they just kind of chalk it up to being an earthquake, right?
Yeah.
Because they out their windows, they can't see anything different because of the school's so big, I'm assuming, that they can't see outside from their room, their classroom.
Yeah.
And so then that's when they see the teacher and then they go out. And somehow they all end up looking out this gate into a wasteland of just nothingness that to me was described as like a desert wasteland, but looked like
flesh.
It looked like Mars.
Kind of looked like a
a planet.
moon,
Yeah, it looked like
I thought it was like a
slimy
dead
too.
slime. And I'm like, oh, do people become the slime when they leave or something?
Yeah, it didn't look like a desert wasteland at all, but it kept getting called that. Who knows? Anyway, at this point, I'm hooked. I mean, I was already hooked before with the emotions, but now the mystery and like I said, the panic, and everybody feels like that state of panic. Like it never dips below 10. It stays at 10.
Yeah, because then like the kids are seeing it, and then eventually, I mean, the adults are seeing it, and they're all just kind of stunned. They don't know what the fuck to do. And then the kids see it outside of the window, and they just start freaking out, and the whole school is freaking out pretty much at this point. And all of the kids start running out. Like they just start panicking, like mom, dad, like just trying to run out of the school. And they're trying to stop all these kids. Because I mean, honestly, in the whole school, there's probably like fucking 7 teachers to rally up. Like
probably more, yeah, probably more than 7.
You think?
In that big ass school?
I think it's like elementary school.
I mean, it's from grades kindergarten to like at least 6th grade. Because that kid is in 6th grade, and they keep mentioning like, oh, the little ones or whatever. Maybe not kindergarten, but
if I'm mistaken, I might be mistaken, and I think there's some things in Japan that are taught by different teachers, but a majority of the classes are taught by one teacher.
Well, yeah. I mean, didn't you guys go to school and it was like until you hit a certain grade, that's when you started getting more than one teacher?
I think up until elementary school, it's like one teacher that teaches you everything.
Yeah, I had
Well, I
one
thought
teacher
it
that
was
taught
like
me
2.
everything. I had one teacher that taught me everything until like 3rd grade or something like that.
Well, they're like in 6th grade. I don't know where it stops.
Point is, I
But-
know that there's for sure 6th graders, and then there's for sure as low as 1st graders.
And I only really remember seeing like 5 teachers, maybe. And I
Yeah,
think
but then
like
there's the
some of them
principal.
disappeared.
I think so, maybe 2.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
there's panic.
Panic.
and the
then
teachers are trying to rile them up. And it's
Interesting solution to subdue the panic. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah,
yeah.
There's multiple times where the teachers just go from their first option is the craziest thing ever.
Yeah, I know. And like there's a lady, I mean, one of the teachers gets like fucked up by the kids. She got like trampled by the kids, punched in the fucking face, and then one of the teachers grabs.
You're talking about the glasses guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
The hero.
He says, "Hey,
Yeah, right,
stop,
the badass.
everyone."
The hero of the story.
And then he just picks up a kid and he just stabs him,
Yeah,
like straight up.
Yeah.
did you guys catch
This'll
the?
get their attention.
Did you guys catch the moment that was so funny to me about that?
It's his son.
Yeah, dude. You didn't catch that?
You didn't get that?
No, I
Yeah,
mean-
it's his son.
At the end, after all the kids calm down, he's like, "Somebody get a doctor. Take him to the nurse's office." And they're like, "Why would you do that to your son?" And
I
he
mean,
was like,
honestly,
Well,
if
it's
you
like,
did to a random kid,
Random
it's like
kid.
how coaches
It's
are like,
not
I got
okay.
to be harder on my kid.
yeah,
People
That's a
know
good
yeah.
point.
You know,
But that was crazy.
as a power move to do it to your son, you know.
That was insane. That's when I was like, okay, this is not going to be the first time we see a child
Yeah, dude, teachers are
getting
getting
messed
trampled.
up.
Sons are getting stabbed with glasses. He breaks his glasses and stabs
Just the
them,
worst thing to happen to someone.
which now you know you could do. Did you all?
That's when it dipped into horror for me.
Oh, have you ever thought about using your glasses as a weapon?
No.
Now you
But
you-
now, like making glass knuckles out of your glasses.
Glass
Glass
knuckles.
I like that a lot. One kid even jumps off the roof.
Oh, yeah, that was a
That part
girl.
was like, I want to go home to my family. I was like,
that was a little crazy.
That was tragic.
like,
was
sure, it
like-
adds to the chaos, but
You've been here for like, school just started.
it just
I mean,
happened.
kids are
Yeah.
kids.
Just, I want to go home.
Kids
Yeah.
do the darndest things.
They
Kids do the darndest things. Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh, kids.
Kids don't have them.
Don't unless you want to and you're ready financially to support them. Ooh.
Which you
Which-
never will be.
Oh.
And you'll never recover. And you have to do it for the rest of your life.
And they'll grow to resent you.
And they'll grow to resent you and hate you and blame you for everything, even though you were just growing up as a person as well.
Ooh, that was good, man.
Yeah.
Dude. I mean, look, those teachers were doing the best thing they could do, man. Everybody's freaking out. They're
Stabbing children.
stabbing
He
people.
did the best he could.
Because there's one teacher who's like trying to get everything under control, and he's like, "No one is gonna leave. We're gonna figure this shit out."
He does
And then-
punch one of them.
Oh, he
too.
socks him in the face, dude.
Yeah,
And
he
then-
whoops ass.
Shows like you guys aren't thinking. You guys,
So insane.
you guys aren't
Isn't that
being
thing
big
we've
brain.
all thought about, right? Is like, how many kids could you take in a fight?
I've heard of that. Yeah. People have asked me that.
People have asked you that.
It was like- it was a
hey,
common
Josh,
question.
It's an interesting thought
how many
experiment.
how many kids do you think you could take on?
No,
in a
truly,
fight?
it was a thing that people would go around asking each other. Like, because it's right, Cody, back me
Where
up.
do you,
Yeah.
where? When?
School.
School. I mean, or even like in high school, the question is like, and truly think about it. How many because people would always see kids in movies or whatever, and they would be like overtaking adults. I think maybe that's where that came from. So I'm asking you, unarmed kids as an adult currently right now, unarmed kids, let's say between the ages of like what?
5 to 12.
5 to 12. How many can you take? Truly unarmed.
This is pre-puberty.
You're unarmed.
The boys
they're
don't get
unarmed.
any of the muscles yet.
No,
So everyone's
but
on.
Do you think you could take 3? 4?
You could take one.
You could for sure take 1.
okay, 1, yeah.
Do you think you
Let's
could
say
take
let's keep it 5-year-olds.
5-year-olds? How many 5-year-olds can you
Oh, I think like 4.
take? You can take 4 or
4
5.
or
Yeah.
5-year-olds? How many 5-year-olds do you think you could get?
Before they like overwhelm me.
Yeah.
All right, because you got to figure one punch would take all of them out, right?
Each,
No.
And like if you could grab one and just throw
Throw 'em, yeah.
yeah, and that would
Okay.
take them out pretty easily. So
Okay.
I honestly like I feel like I could take down 10.
I feel like I
Okay,
was going to say
that's-
27.
That's too many.
I feel like I was going to say 27.
27? I
Josh.
mean it really does.
Why is it so? Why is it such an exact number? 27.
Don't worry about it.
What the?
And because you got to think about like, yeah, I mean, you got your you could throw maybe some kicks in there too or something like that.
Yeah, and like you're also faster than them too, so you could like get some distance and then like when they catch up, start.
Yeah, and violence is never the answer. And this is a hypothetical scientific experiment.
Where violence is the answer, and you know what you said? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think 10 is like reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm like I'm fighting for my life, maybe I could get up to 15.
Fighting
I think
for
27.
your life.
But these teachers really can't hold their own against these kids. I mean, because there's a lot of them, dude.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they tell them all to go to the gym and to relax and whatever. And shows like you guys aren't thinking. You guys aren't trying to use the phones and the TVs and all that stuff. But I'm gonna go run in and I'm gonna call my mom. And obviously there's no one on the phone and the TVs aren't working. But then there's some nerdy ass teacher who's like, I got a transistor radio in my backpack or whatever.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
everybody's like, nobody fucking asked you.
No one cared about your transistor radio.
Yeah.
This isn't your time to shine.
I mean, they didn't, but
Did you do this? Did you do
yeah,
this?
they do this to
Yeah.
us. And there's a real moment with the teacher and the main character when
Oh, that was a cool
he can't answer the phone with his mom. He's like welling up with tears, just like, this is it. Like, I shouldn't have yelled at her, blah, blah. And the teacher goes, you're going to tell them that you got in contact with your mom and you're going to tell them that everything's okay. And he goes, but it's not. And he's like, yeah, you don't have any. He goes, you don't have any more family.
Mhm.
They're
dead.
gone.
They're gone.
They're gone. Everyone's gone. Your parents don't exist anymore. Like, well, you don't have to say all that. Say less.
I
like,
mean, he's panicking.
I mean, of course, but it's just a child. Like, just be like, just tell them that you're fine. Like, just be nicer about it. It was a little harsh. But he tells him to lie, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Tells him to lie to all the kids, and that's exactly what he does.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the kids are like, "You're lying."
They immediately.
yeah, they
Like, what'd she
immediately
say?
know.
Yeah, because they keep pressing him.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
at first he's like, I can't lie. And then he sees like the look of despair in their eyes. And then he does. And then they're like, and what'd you say after that? And he's like, then she's like, worried about me. And then what did she say after that? And then she's like, when am I coming home? And then what did she say after that? And it just kept going. And
Yeah.
it just finally broke.
Yeah, because they knew.
Yeah. And then another teacher comes out, or the same teacher, but now they got their story together.
Yeah.
And they come out in the gym, on the stage in the gym, and they give him this whole spiel. Like, and they kind of tell him what I, as a reader, thought was happening. Like, something mysterious has happened, and we've been like transported from one location to another, and we got a burst of a broadcast on a transistor radio that people are looking for us. So we're alive, they're alive. Like, it's only a matter of time before they find us. And I kind of thought he might have been telling the truth, but he was lying. Yeah, he was full of shit.
Yeah, he has
Like
to.
all adults are,
Exactly.
Mhm.
and teachers are.
Especially
Exactly.
teachers.
Yeah.
But look, man, I mean, that's not the craziest adult of them all. The craziest adult of them all, the lunch man, the lunch guy.
Oh my god.
Because they all go,
Dude.
after the gym, they're like, okay, well, everybody's going to
Yeah.
go back to their classroom. We're going to act natural, okay? Some of the other kids in the other classes don't even know what's going on right now because their windows don't face any of this. So just go back in, act normal, act natural. and we'll figure it out at like lunchtime.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I guess in this school, right? I don't know if it's just convenient for the story or what, but I guess in this school, the lunch guy only delivers food for that day.
Yeah,
Only?
just the freshest food.
Yeah.
Only the freshest for the kids, so we're not gonna have backups.
Yeah,
no frozen food. No
yeah.
frozen. And you're like, this is the downside of not having just frozen preserved foods for children.
Yeah.
Oh, we also forgot the fucking principal and
Oh,
like
that
the
guy.
lie that I thought he was telling. He's like, I got attacked. They stole all of your paychecks. I was
Oh, that
like,
was crazy.
I thought he was like lying to them to steal their money, and it's like, oh no, there actually was a thief.
This was all an elaborate.
Yeah, but what a
Die
crazy
Hard
B
scenario.
story, yeah.
I know. I was laughing so hard because I was like, if this fool's just lying about having their money, I'd laugh my ass. Because that's why I thought that guy reacted that way. He's just like, ha ha ha, like laughing his ass off.
But he was
because-
losing his mind.
Yeah, because he's like, my money's gone and my life's
Yeah,
gone.
we're
Yeah.
gonna rob the biggest source of money in the world.
and
A
the-
school.
Yeah.
We're gonna steal teachers' paychecks.
yeah.
oh my god.
You're
And
the
then here's-
richest government workers.
Yeah.
Here's what we do. We
Yeah.
teleport the school to a forbidden desert. Step one,
Oh
the
my
easy part.
God.
That's the
Then
easy part.
we got to break into the teacher's safe house. Now that's when it gets difficult.
Oh.
I'll sneak in through the window. Okay, I'll take care of the principal.
Yeah,
I'll
you
knock
leave the
him out.
principal to me.
Yeah, you leave the principal to me.
He's gonna be all distracted because of the teleportation trick we did.
Yeah, and I'm gonna throw a kid off the roof. And then there's one guy there who's like, "Whoa, dude, relax. We're trying to take their paychecks."
Yeah, oldest trick in the book.
All this trick in the book. I'm gonna disguise myself as a teacher and then stab a kid in the arm.
Yeah,
Dude, yeah, the lunch man is wild. I mean, he's like, this is my shit. I'm not sharing it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then like right, before I think
this
they
has
even
been
get
like
to the
5
lunchroom.
minutes, right?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
But before they even get to the lunchroom, another kid from another class like runs out, and it turns out being the main
Yes.
character's
Little brother.
This girl that he's in class with, her little brother. So they go watch him, and that was a little kind of funny too. Like it's one of those things where it is interesting, and I genuinely, as much as we're like poking fun of it, enjoyed it. But he's just running off into the wasteland, and then instead of getting eaten by something, or instead of just disappearing, or instead of running off into the horizon, he just falls over.
There's something with the air.
Yeah,
Because the
The
other guy
atmosphere or
died.
something?
Yeah, the other guy died, and then he died from like whatever. But it's just so sad because
But
he's
you expect like what's gonna get
Yeah.
you? You're like, did he just trip?
oh yeah, I know.
And then even for a moment, I was like, "Yeah, Megan, are you flipping way past volume 1?"
No, it's no,
Because Cody doesn't look like he's read that stuff.
no.
Anyway,
Don't look.
but yeah, dude. So
Well,
they.
it
Oh,
definitely gets intense.
you did.
I'll tell
You
you.
did see past volume 1. Megan, why are you doing that?
I'm sorry.
Tell you that much.
After
So
Why were you looking at me?
he's looking at the manga.
Don't look at the manga.
zoom in on that if you want to know what to expect from another spooky thing. Nothing spookier than spoilers.
Spoilers, and I'm the master.
You are the master.
How about Crypto Keeper?
I'm the
Crypto Keeper?
crypto
We gotta work that into
keeper.
something.
Yeah, we'll
Doesn't fit
work it
here.
into something.
Yeah, doesn't fit here, but keep that.
Yeah.
I'll invest in that.
Oh. Yes,
So,
sir.
dude, I mean, the kid, it was sad, kinda. Her brother falls over. We assume that he's dead. And then
Well,
they
yeah,
lock
yeah.
the gate, and nobody can go after
The
him.
fact that he got out, they tied up a fucking teacher, and we're
Oh, that
like
was
gonna
crazy.
stab her. And I was like, this is Children of the
scissors.
Corn shit.
Well, what I think
like-
is crazy is like everybody, like there's some stories about like humanity will come together to
No.
survive.
No.
The moment this happens, everybody is resorting to tying people up, stabbing people, trampling people.
Yeah, I
which-
would, if I was in the situation, I would hide out somewhere. I would find a spot. I would maybe get some food, try to do something to stay by myself because being with the people, not the vibe.
Yeah.
Although
not the vibe.
historically, in events of like tragedies, people do usually unite.
Yeah.
The thing of it is like if we didn't, we would have wiped out as a
That's
species. Because a tragedy of like, oh, a tiger. If everyone did just panic and run away instead of like getting together and working together, we would all die.
But maybe.
But maybe if you hid
No,
a
but
little more.
I mean, also, yeah, like everyone's zombie apocalypse plan. My plan is to drive out into the mountains for 2 weeks.
Mountains is the goat.
no, but I mean, imagine
Mountain goats.
Mountain
imagine
goat.
being in the mountains during a zombie apocalypse with 300 children.
I would abandon them.
Good point. But what if you're like in a school? They can't abandon them. They have nowhere to go.
Yeah, in this situation.
I would hide. I'm with Megan. I would hide.
I think
Yeah.
hiding's a good option.
Yeah. And then I would see how it is. I mean, it's already going to shit
Everything's falling apart.
real fast.
Everything's falling apart all around them.
Yeah, it would be different if they kind of
Yeah,
had a gist on things a little bit, but they don't.
I don't know if there was a time reference that you guys had, but it really was just like, this has been like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It
No,
was like,
yeah.
oh, minute 10. They tied up and the one guy ran off into the desert and died. Some people aren't even aware this has happened yet.
I know. That's how you know how little time has passed. And even like when it gets to the point when they do go to the cafeteria, or the reason that they do go is because it's like, okay, it's lunchtime. And I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah,
this
I
has
know.
been just a couple of hours by that point. But everything is happening boom, boom, boom. Like one event after the next.
That's why it's just so easy to read too. It's just like
And
boom,
then
boom,
there was
boom.
one chapter that was like crazy short, I feel like.
Uh-huh.
Like out of the 4 that are in the first volume, there
Yeah.
was one that was like, I felt like it was like 5 pages. And I was like, what?
Ooh.
That was the scariest thing of the entire first volume.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oof. Ooh. Scary.
Oh my God.
That was spooky.
Anyway,
That was gross.
That was very gross.
yeah, excuse you. Look, now the lunch guy. You know,
Now it's lunchtime.
Now
Now
lunchtime.
it's lunchtime, bitches.
And all we see is like a gang of kids go to get some food, and one guy sees a piece of bread on the floor, a child,
Yeah.
and reaches
Oh,
for the
it's
bread, and then just gets a fucking
Pole?
broomstick.
Not even an
Yeah.
arrow.
No,
Yeah, like a pole. Just
through his hand.
So someone has that's what I was thinking. Either someone has jumped to an even bigger conclusion in these past 10 minutes, or there's locals that they've been teleported to that are hunting them.
See, because we get some. Because that guy who robbed the principal, right, or stole the paycheck.
aliens teleport. They robbed a school.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that. And even when they were like he was like, "There's no phones. How are you gonna call the cops? And I thought he got caught in the lie. I was like, that's hilarious, and that's gonna add to the craziness. But it literally was a man who stole the paychecks, and he follows the trail of blood.
Maybe though, because
the
they never
oldest
found him.
trick in the book.
Yeah,
That would be
get
insane.
Get some fake blood, dip some shoes in
Or
it,
real blood.
or real blood.
Or real blood.
Plenty going around these days.
Yeah. Well, what with our teleportation machine, we'll do
Yeah.
that. Well, that way we'll throw the
do
principal off our
it.
trail by running into the desert. But really, we just hid in the lunchroom, the safest area of them all, with the lunch guardian
who also
in on it.
in on it.
in
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah, and I think, dude, this guy's on something for sure.
The money theft adds such a what? Like you're like,
Like,
what?
why?
How does that?
And the stakes are so small too.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, comparatively.
The teacher's paychecks of it, and it is like, I mean, everyone has already accepted they're in another world and they'll never
Yeah.
see home again. And then it's like, and they stole it's not even paper money. It's the checks we could turn into the bank, which
Yeah.
by the way are insured.
Yeah, dude, that's like us. That's like us, like going through like a portal into another dimension, or like back in time to like dinosaurs or something. And I wake up and I'm like, oh, guys, I can't find my keys.
We wake up and we just see like alien foot tracks. There's an alien teleported us to another timeline and stole our car keys.
Yeah, really?
You guys,
My keys?
That's actually such a fun.
Yeah.
I'm scheduled today at 3.
Oh, yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Well, if anything, you're early.
Oh, we gotta write that.
We
in the
go back
script.
to dinosaur.
Because if we go back in time, you're super early.
They send us back to dinosaur time.
That is good, dude. That's going in the script. I don't think Megan likes it.
That's very sarcastic laugh.
That's
sound.
a very sarcastic
I don't
laugh.
know. I feel like that's. I was having a.
I thought it was great.
I thought it was pretty good.
Oh boy,
Well, you're not invited to the movie then. You're not invited to the movie premiere,
Yeah,
which you will be starring in.
I won't be invited.
You won't be, but you will be
you're
there.
contractually obliged to be in the movie, and it's
So
a trilogy.
act like a professional and show up.
Yeah, and you've signed up for 3.
Fuck, what the fuck? When did
Time
this
Heist
happen?
3.
Time Heist 3.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to the beginning.
Back to the beginning.
Yeah.
And
As long as it's not the other one.
we have multiple movie ideas we've pitched to Megan. She didn't like.
I don't like
Yeah.
most of them.
She doesn't like most of them.
One of
No.
them I can't even say right now. And maybe I'll say it one day on the Patreon podcast. Solid.
I think there's heart behind it.
So much heart, and it's about changing, and learning, and growing.
Megan doesn't like it.
Anyway,
Yeah, I
'Cause
don't
it's
like it.
too bold.
it's too bold.
I feel like we're being too vague about this.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, well, let's get back on track. So,
Sounds.
after he gets stabbed in the hand, the kid gets stabbed in the hand. This guy, well, for trying to grab the
The
bread.
kid just says her hands have the hand. The pan.
Yeah, the Pan. This
Pan.
guy,
The Pan.
Peter Pan over here. He, yeah, because he's like, kid. All these groups this group of kids try to ambush this guy, and he takes a teacher and a little girl hostage. He's like, no one's getting my food.
Dude, yeah. This guy's a fucking menace.
I'm taking, I'm not the one starving here. I'm gonna outlive
It has
all
been
you
2
guys.
hours since breakfast.
Maybe.
He knows. He literally knows. Because he even says, the kid says that they didn't get the shipment that morning.
Yeah,
the food.
they did say that. Yeah.
So the kid's like, we're all going to starve. And I love the eyes in this too. They're very like starry and like little splotchy, and it just makes them look like just terrified, like utterly like just shook.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. And then he says that he's like, the shipment didn't come.
But then,
We're
I mean,
all
that guy
gonna
has so much food, dude. When we see it, it's like the shipment didn't come. This guy's got food for weeks in there.
Yeah.
And then the teachers are like, what's going on over here? What's going on over here? And he takes oil and he throws it into the lunch man.
Yeah.
Takes oil and
Yeah.
throws it under the door and sets the teachers and I'm assuming some kids on fire.
You remember, Cody?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why are you? What are
It's this.
Okay, thank God. That part was crazy.
No, like I knew some shit was gonna happen with the teachers. Like they're adults.
Yeah.
They're stupid.
Who's gonna stab the kids when they get out of line?
Exactly, dude. They need to keep these kids in
Dude.
check.
And this one teacher is just trying to hold it together. You
Yes.
know, the black haired teacher that told the kid to lie. Like he's the one that's just really.
He's kind of like the self-proclaimed leader.
Yeah, and
Feels
this guy's
And no one
holding.
likes that guy.
He's holding her hostage, and it's just not a good.
Well, I mean, he's holding her hostage, dude. He's like, I'm going to kill
It's
her
not
if you
a
guys try to
good
get my
look.
food. I mean, do we at all think that, if we were the ones with the food,
No.
do we at all think that we'd be sharing it? Do we think that we'd be sharing it or do we think that we'd be keeping it?
I mean,
If I
There's
guess
a
it is
lot of-
kids.
yeah, there's a lot of kids.
And, if it was other adults, maybe I'd be like, get your own food, But if it was kids, I'd be like,
Well,
Come
also
on.
kids eat so much food.
well, they eat a little bit.
That's true.
They eat a lot. They're growing.
Yeah, but they got
Maybe.
smaller stomachs.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm not giving them the chocolate milk. That's for the adults.
It's definitely for the adults.
Yeah. You can get the freaking cornbread.
Broccoli.
Ugh.
Yeah, get the
Ugh.
broccoli. Ugh.
Ugh.
Yuck.
Oh man. And it just keeps getting worse.
I love it though. I'm super on board.
It-
with
The
all
art
of this.
style, yeah, it's so like 50s.
yeah.
It reminds me of like those things from like those animations from Fallout they would do.
Yeah, it does. It does definitely look like that, like the Vault Boys, and it's just all
Obviously,
the
because
kids.
those are inspired by 50s stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just getting ahead of them.
Yeah, we gotta get that. We gotta get that sound effect working. But yeah, then there's a
God.
sudden darkness, and they think like, oh my god, because then they go kind of regroup. They're like, okay, they got a hostage, they got a teacher. What are we gonna do? We gotta go regroup. We gotta
Yeah, the
figure shit
kids
out.
are just like, okay, what do we do?
And then they're like, and then all of a sudden, because like you said, minutes, hours maybe have passed, and all of a sudden it's pitch black.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, wow, is it dark? Is the sunset? Like, how does time move, around
Yeah.
here?
Like
And-
Fox said it was 3.
Yeah, they're freaking out, dude. And then they're like, okay, well, how about this, dude? We're going to they go back and they get some more kids and they're like, okay, well, we're going to go save her. We're going to go bust her out because we can take him. We can
Yeah,
take him.
literally. It's like you guys are like 10 kids,
Well, they're like, yeah, if we all kind of gang up on him, there's nothing he can do.
and then they find a very useful weapon.
Well, they just find a gun in the hallway.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like how?
I guess this takes place in America.
It has to, yeah.
Like
It has to.
how is there just a gun? Like did someone plant it there?
You know what's crazy is how, this was written in the 70s, but it's more relevant today.
That's spooky.
That is spooky. But it's just laying there in the hallway.
just find
Yeah,
a
I
gun.
don't know. Someone
It's
must have
like,
put it
yeah,
there.
they're like, all right, first we steal the teacher's paychecks.
Mhm.
Then we
Oh.
don't get their food on time. And then I leave a gun in the hallway.
No, what they did, because you're kind of right. But what they did is they stole the teacher's paychecks, and on the way out, they're like, "Well, we're taking the food with us too,
Mm.
right?" And then in all because they had to change
Yeah,
They had to
first
change their
we
plan.
steal the teacher's money, and then that sweet school food they got.
Yeah, dude. You know those kind of, I don't know what your favorite school food was, but like they had these like, chicken sandwiches that you could only get at
The
school.
Tyson?
Yeah, with like ranch in it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's covered
Oh.
that shit in ranch. Yeah.
What was your favorite school food? Lunch food?
Do you guys know taco nadas?
No.
Yeah, I used to steal this.
Oh, did you go to a school where they got like actual like fast food places to bring food?
No, not all the time. They had like the Tyson spicy chicken.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's good.
They had
That's
like
where it's at.
they had wiener schnitzel. They had wiener schnitzel
That's
chili
insane.
dog.
An actual
it-
wiener schnitzel chili dog?
Yeah, I mean it was like packaged and they reheated it so it wasn't like good.
The best.
But it was really good because how sloppy it was. And then they had this mashed potato like concoction with gravy that they used to serve during like rainy days, and it was like gray and like really gross looking, but it was so good. But the taco nadas were out of there. If you know taco nadas, comment because those fucking things are so good. It's just like it's like a empanada, you would think, but it's just filled with like taco meat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so good.
Never even.
I
heard
would
of it.
pay money to get one of those. Can you tell? I need one.
I'm sure you could just go to a school and pick one up.
I
Mhm.
don't know if they're relevant anymore.
You can find anything.
It's been a while.
I remember when I got like I was on the free lunch program, and then I got like so I would like I found out a way to steal lunch from them, and also I found a lunch like one of them would like give me like the sandwiches at the end of the day for free
Mhm.
because they actually have to. She was saying they have to throw it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
dude.
like that's the way I would get lunch, and then eventually like
Were you guys
it had-
strawberry?
the program had we had a. I stopped getting free lunch that way too.
Strawberry milk, chocolate milk, or regular milk?
Bro, who is drinking strawberry milk,
Oh,
dude?
I like strawberry.
Yeah,
milk.
the strawberry milk was good. It's on occasion I would be like, I'm feeling fancy today.
Bro,
Bro,
I'll
what
have
feels
kind of
strawberry.
fresher.
maniac are
chocolate
you,
milk
dude?
is too much of a dessert.
Oh, but I like chocolate milk at lunch.
Yeah, chocolate milk all day, every day, dude.
No, strawberry. milk.
Yeah.
You've had strawberry milk.
I've had strawberry milk.
It's
The carton ones that they used to serve at
Of
lunch?
course.
Yeah, you don't
chocolate
like it?
milk feels
I mean,
like a
it's-
snack. Strawberry milk just feels fresher.
Strawberry milk feels like a dessert, and chocolate milk feels like what you have with lunch. You're out of your mind.
Were you guys one of those kids that like dunk everything in the tray like an asshole?
Never in
after
my
you were
life.
done? Yeah, you always saw those kids.
I never saw
That,
those
like,
kids.
You never saw those kids that are like assholes?
I've seen asshole kids.
That means
but
he was that kid.
no, I never
No, you would
dunked
have
anything.
trays of food, right? Like I said, like the taco nada or like the mashed potatoes. And they would pour milk or whatever other liquids they could on the plate just to make it all nasty, and then they just leave it there.
I also, truthfully, outside of like in high school, never ate lunch at school. I would just I would pocket the lunch money so I could go buy stuff like beer and stuff after
Mm.
school.
You didn't get on a free lunch program,
No, I guess I didn't like either qualify or sign up or
You get,
whatever.
like a code, and then
I was also lazy. Yeah, it's not lazy in the sense that like I was just, when it came to school, I just didn't care.
Did you
enough
guys
to do
have-
anything?
my school had like so you had like the standard lunch and then line and then like the premium
Yeah,
lunch
yeah,
line.
yeah.
So like the standard lunch line was where you got the free lunches, but if you can pay $1 more, you can get the spicy chicken sandwich. And they'd be
Yeah.
like- and then they'd be like, oh, that's like lunch specials were only for people that could pay money for it.
Yeah, sometimes I'd pay money, but most of the time my dad would pack me a lunch.
Yeah, see, I don't even remember, dude. I don't even remember if I would like, because I know I never for sure ate there, but then I think to myself, well, then how did I eat? And I just truly don't remember. I can't imagine I would pack lunch. And anything that had to do with school, like I just didn't care. Like I just did not give a fuck. And so like I would leave half the time. And yeah, whatever. But in middle school, I would just eat in the cafeteria, I guess. But school is a distant time for some of us.
It's sort of like a stranded land in the middle of a desert.
It's sort of like
Oh.
it's sort of drifting farther and farther away.
Uh-huh.
The classroom.
One time I was walking across the quad in middle school and someone threw a milk like over the thing and then it got all over me.
Oh yeah, dude, that happened to me during a race war at my school.
A race war,
Yeah, we used to have race wars, dude.
Oh
which
my
means
It means that races at the school and time that I went, it was like a lot of the black people and the Mexican people would fight each other.
so
Wow.
actual race wars.
Yeah. And they were just like, it didn't matter, they were just like, they would just fight. And so in the middle of the quad, all of them. And if you were affiliated in any sort of way, they would try to recruit you and stuff. And I would
Jesus.
just get chocolate milk to the head all day.
Yeah.
and then you just drank it.
And I would just
And
put
it's
them in
so
my backpack.
disgusting.
Yeah.
You just smell like milk, and if it's hot, you just smell like
Oh, dude, if I didn't shit my pants every time I tried chocolate milk, dude, I'd be eating it every day or drinking it every day.
Yeah, that's why you just time it to drink it in the morning.
Yeah. Maybe I'd shed a few pounds that way.
Kickstart your day.
Speaking of
speaking
kickstart,
of,
Yeah, we should really get back to this, huh?
this kid gets a gun and is gonna play hero, and he goes, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go save the girl." And then just tragedy. Like this lunch man really just murdered a child.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude,
he-
it's crazy how it happens. Yeah,
He just
from behind, he just stabs him in the back.
and then the
this
kid's
lunch
just like
guy, after 2 hours, has killed
a
how
child.
many people?
He went from hostage.
Oh
Probably
yeah,
in the first
yeah.
5 minutes.
He killed the teachers, burned them alive.
Yeah,
That
that was like minute 5, minute 6.
He burned like all of the teachers alive,
Yeah. Then he graduated.
and then
Oh
and now
my
that's how
God.
you become principal.
Then he just stabbed him, and then the kid just in shock, maybe.
Well, he's just like pow, 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 pow,
yeah,
pow,
and he
starts
just
shooting everywhere.
shoots and then kills another kid, and this guy has no remorse. I mean, he tries to grab the gun.
Oh, I mean, dude, that guy. I mean, that guy, that lunch guy. You know,
Like-
he had to have been like part of like a a rehabilitation, like sort of like a prison program.
Yeah, they're like, he'll
No.
be fine as long as they're not transported to some sort of alien
No,
world.
seriously.
He was on like community service, you know.
Yeah,
And then they got transported, and he was like, "Fuck it."
the beast awakens.
Yeah, dude. And because he did not waste a second.
No, he just
No. It was maybe like an hour,
maybe
if that.
lunchtime has just hit.
But I mean, yeah, this was before.
Class probably
This is
starts at
enough
8.
time for people to start being like, I'm getting kind of hungry.
Yeah.
He has now killed everyone.
I mean, and the crazy thing is the main character, he conveniently skipped breakfast that day too. And so that's another thing. So he's like extra hungry, and he gets a little, somehow during all this chaos, he's able to get like a little vial of milk, which who's like serving little vials of milk.
Yeah, it's a
And
little
bread.
like it's like a little like child-sized milk. You know, like the Yakults.
The occult.
Yakult.
Yakult?
You Yakult?
Nah.
It's like a yogurt.
It's your
drink,
cult.
You know?
Yakult.
It's Yakult.
I keep thinking you guys are saying occult.
It's Yakult.
No, I know what
I
you're
don't know
saying.
what she's saying. Actually.
You don't know? It's like this big. It's
You
like
think of a Go-Gurt?
no, it's not Gogurt. It's like
Tricks
Is it
yogurt?
milk?
it's like tan. It's kind of like milk. It's like a yogurt milk. They sell it at like Superior and Cardenas.
Superior?
Yeah, El Superior. The best.
It's a store.
It's a grocery store. It's a
It's-
Mexican market.
Yeah.
But it's also like a one of the like a bigger chain Mexican market.
Yeah, but they got some bomb shit in there. Anyway, he gets it, and he's just a good kid. He gives it to I managed to get this because the second graders were crying because they were starving, and it's like, holy shit, they're all gonna die.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Now there's this killer on the fucking loose in the school.
and also, but we're also letting a little bit to the heart of our main character, right? Because after everything he's been through, he's always, funny that you said he was a kid who was a little immature, and now he's in a situation where he's forced to grow up,
Mhm.
and I think that's why maybe the author chose for that to be the type of protagonist.
yeah.
Because he's making another adult decision here. Like he did lie, but he felt like it was because he had to. And now he has a little bit of milk and he has bread, which he could totally eat by himself, which he could totally stash and save, and especially since he didn't have breakfast. But on top of all of that, like he decides to share it with his classmates or to tell his classmates about it. And they meet him with like frustration. They're like, "You're the one with the bread?" The lunch guy's like patrolling the hallway with a gun. Like,
Yeah, I know.
Talking
I
about
know.
missing bread.
Yeah, he's like, it's your fault. He's gonna kill us all because of you. He hope he's not following you, because
Yeah.
it's gonna be over for us.
And this is where it does end on a really nice cliffhanger, dude. This is what I really liked. Outside the window, we see a little kid on a tricycle. And it's the kid, you.
Wee! He's just
From-
fucking,
yeah.
he's just a wee.
And there's a couple things that are like spooky about him. Number one,
Mhm.
he's not freaking out at all.
No,
And he has to, like,
he knows.
has to know.
He knows. And how is he even like? How are they? I mean, I don't know what the rules are. I don't see a lot of people outside. And plus, he's carrying the sign on his.
Well, I was going to work up to it. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay, Megan.
Ooh. More like
The second thing is he's on the tricycle. And then the third thing is he's carrying the sign. Yeah.
Oh, but you were immediately going to say it?
No. Now that she already said it, I just
No,
kind
it's
of I just kind of like
fine.
powered through it. But he is carrying the sign. We just keep saying it.
Mhm.
And like, how did he get it? Because is that the same sign? It has to be the same sign that his friend found when it blew across town.
And he says the sand. He goes, "Oh, the sand. I dug it up. What sand?
What
He
sand?
went out.
And also,
He went out.
He went out. And also, why does the sign look a little more damaged than it did when the friend had it?
How
He
they
went
were
out.
transported into the future.
He went out.
I really do think some shenanigans, I was going to say another word,
Mhm.
like that are happening or at play here.
He went out.
Into the future.
Into the future. Time
That
keeps
keeps
on
on
ticking.
Slipping.
Yeah, that's I mean, man, that lunch guy just kept winning, huh?
Yeah, the lunch guy's the real hero.
He's kind of a
This story-
winner.
Just a kid
Yeah.
just
It's
brings
kinda
in a
like a
gun. And he's like,
baller.
now I have a gun.
Yeah, he doesn't even say anything. He stabs him in the back and then goes, "Oh." Like, what a psycho.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny. I mean, I do think that this is a manga. First of all, I mean, it's so easy to read. It's so incredibly easy to
Yeah.
read. The art at times might feel a little old, but the writing really makes up for it. It can be read in a way that can seem a little funny, like the thing with the principal and, the way that everybody's overreacting about everything all the time. Yeah. But it also is genuinely interesting and does make you want to keep reading.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Um,
it's just the mystery aspect. Like, that was a cliffhanger. I mean, I'm sure every freaking volume ends with a cliffhanger. Like, just to like, oh, what's going to happen? And are they going
How-
to go out? Are
How
they...
much power is this janitor, is this lunch guy gonna get?
He's
I
going to get all the power.
know.
Dude. He's going to start serving kid sandwiches.
Oh.
I can see that happen, but to who?
Yeah.
He killed all of his colleagues.
Oh, that's right. Maybe he's just going to start eating kid sandwiches.
Yeah, it doesn't even eat the food.
No.
He's
yeah.
probably just gonna jump straight to eating them.
'Cause
I'm
he-
sure that
yeah.
the kids will kill him.
Yeah. Maybe not.
I think they're gonna like come out. Oh, we found a bomb, and then he's gonna get a bomb now.
Yeah.
He's just gonna keep.
He just keeps upgrading. And it's like the criminals that robbed the school earlier. They left all this crazy stuff
Yeah.
behind.
That this will stall them while we escape into the desert land.
Maybe the robber's in the school
I believe that.
Mm.
I believe that he started maybe to run, and then they're gonna
saw
say,
it.
and then they're gonna say, oh well, because of the sand or whatever. Like maybe he went in there, then it got transported, and he was like, what the heck is that? I need to get out of here. And then he started to run out, and then he ran back in the sand or whatever, wiped the blood off his
You
shoe.
think he was robbing the school before? Like he was already there robbing, and then the
Yeah.
school got
Yeah.
transported.
Yeah, so I'm sure that he looked over the ledge and was like, maybe like, and then ran back into the school to hide.
Yeah, that's the more serious interpretation. Because if you interpret it as like he robbed it after it got teleported,
How?
you are like he was like,
Idiot.
now's my chance.
No.
Or he could, because the footprints do trail into the sand or into the whatever. So it's not like he just peered over the wall. The footprints go into.
I didn't see into the sand. I
Oh,
saw
I-
on
I
the
paid
ledge.
very
Yeah,
close
I think
attention.
he comments that like,
No, they go into the sand.
and that's why the tracks go cold.
Yeah, and I thought it would be so funny if he robbed all these teachers, stole all their paychecks,
The crime of the century.
and then got away with it. And then just missed being teleported. Like he literally took the last step, and then everything teleported, and he's fine. And
he's like, oh.
yeah,
And
he's
he
like-
looks behind him and there's like a huge
Yeah,
crater.
he looks behind him. There's a huge crater, and he's like, "I better get out of here."
Yeah, and then he cashes them, and they're like, "You're not the
Any of
people
these
on these
people,
names.
yeah.
You can't. There's
Yeah.
a reason we have checks.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Also,
That is a good point.
Everyone's
Yeah,
missing.
steal
yeah.
checks.
You have to sign it.
doing?
With other people's names on
You
it.
have to
That is a
bare
good
minimum
point.
have to sign it, and you have to go to their bank.
Curious,
Yeah.
curious.
Stealing
crime
checks
of the
is-
century.
Stealing checks is not
What
the
a
way
weird
to go.
thing to steal.
Well, maybe it was like they said paychecks in the term of like maybe they had cold hard cash in there.
It's a school.
They pay the teachers in
Yeah.
cash under
What
the
kind of
table.
school are they
They
running?
pay him in ones, dude.
Payments.
They pay why do they pay the teachers?
They
in
will
ones?
at
What are you
the rate
implying?
of, at the salary of teachers. That seems possible.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Uh,
Everyone knows
to
teachers.
the
They make it
teachers.
rain.
Are you saying that?
Mm,
You
the
know,
richest
whenever-
people.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Are you saying that teachers in your head are strippers? The same thing as strippers?
No, they just go. They go to strip clubs.
They do.
That's why
Oh.
they get paid in ones.
Oh.
Don't even bother giving me 20s. Just give me ones.
Now, where are you getting that information from? I just want to like really just.
Well, my school was different.
Okay, well, so like you had I just want to flesh this out.
Mm.
So you've the teachers at your school went to strip clubs after class?
Oh yeah.
How do you know?
I was joking.
I know. I wanted to see how far you would take it.
Yeah, they always went,
Well,
and
it's too late
they
now.
would, oh, sorry,
Cody's like,
I'm late to class.
No,
Long
it's too
light
late,
last
Megan.
night.
It's too late.
Long light last night.
Long, and now you're not.
long
Now you're
light.
just saying things.
And then we're like, oh, like
I mean, I guess I have to let
it was
go
a
now.
long night, and we go,
We could've
yeah.
moved on.
I know.
And then we go, oh yeah, dude, it was such a long night. Like I used all my ones for my paycheck. How am I gonna pay for my rent?
Oh, okay.
I mean, I had to let you finish at that point. I honestly, really, truly, 100,000,000% genuinely from the bottom of my heart had a blast reading this.
Nice.
Is there an anime adaptation about this or anything?
No.
don't think so.
Oh, there's a movie though.
There is a movie
What?
live action?
For real?
Live action.
No way.
Well, they're not gonna do any.
I think it is. I think it's pretty raunchy.
With kids?
Yeah.
Like they stab kids?
I didn't
Like-
see any of it because I didn't want to get spoilers, but they do have a live action movie.
We should
should look
watch
into
it.
it. Yeah.
that'd be spooky.
We
That'd
can
be
do a
real spooky.
spooey.
We could do a spooey.
Spooey.
Yeah.
Cut up the okay.
Spooktober.
Why would you do that?
It's
I
fair.
don't know.
You're right, yeah.
I don't know. What do you want me to
You're right.
say?
You're right. Why did I expect there to be an
Fuck.
answer? Why?
You know me.
I do. And maybe the more I get to know you, the less I actually know.
Well, would you recommend this as
I was trying to give a spooky answer. I was trying to make it spooky.
Okay.
Would I recommend this? Absolutely.
I would recommend it as well.
I would
I
recommend
really
it.
want to know what's going on. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, are they even gonna have an answer?
You can borrow this, dude.
Can
I want to borrow it first.
I? But she offered it to me.
Nah, dude.
It's not yours.
Actually, I want to read it though too.
Oh no.
I think there's only 3 of those.
In
Well, I have
existence?
one of them.
No, not it. Well, to collect for the whole collection.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of volumes on here, and if you're looking to read it online too, yeah, I'm sure there's great translations online, but this is the perfect edition, the perfect
Mhm.
edition. And this one, the volumes seem like they're more chapters in one volume than if you were to buy just one volume.
Yeah,
at a
we'll
time.
talk about that.
Yeah, it was all over the place.
Yeah, Cody.
Why are you looking
we
at
can talk
Cody?
about it right now.
Yeah, talk about it, Cody. What
Yeah,
happened?
Cody, what's up?
Oh, because you guys said 4 chapters, and online, I stopped at the pole stabbing part.
Wait, I read the first 4 chapters. Wait, I read just the first 4 chapters, and I read up until the kid with the sign.
But when I read it, it was like,
Yeah, it goes.
So you stopped when the kid got stabbed in the hand for asking
that's
for
why I
the
thought.
bread?
Yeah, I thought that was-
This was the start of chapter 5 for me.
Oh,
Yeah. Same for me.
Oh, I looked it online, or maybe I thought you guys said 3
I read it online
because there was a whole thing about it says 3, but it's not. I'm like, okay, or it says 4, but it's not. So okay, so one of these is wrong, and so I just read 3.
Wow. You were saving that? You were sitting on that this whole time?
I was
wanted to see
helping
if
him
it would-
out.
if it
I was
would,
helping him
That's
out.
what you were doing?
Yeah.
Well, she didn't realize also until she got to the fire scene. Was like, yeah, I
and
did not
then
see that.
and then I was like, oh. So
You
then
guys.
I was a good sport. I kept it professional. I was like, oh yeah, Cody, and then and I
No
kept flipping
wonder
the
you kept doing that. I was like, why are you
pages.
doing that?
Yeah.
But I didn't want to say anything
Yeah.
because I support you guys. I support both of you.
We were being professional,
And
and you
you're
wouldn't
creating-
have known if we didn't say anything.
I wouldn't have
Isn't
known.
that
And
fun?
let's just, this isn't the first
That's
time something like
deception.
that's happened.
That's deception.
There's been
It's not
plenty
deception.
of times when I've been like, oh, I thought it was ended at this chapter, and I'm like, context clues. We're gonna go context clues.
Really?
It's happened at least 4 times.
You're
Oh
a
my
liar.
god, Cody.
I've been rocking context clues a lot.
Cody, what the
Cody?
fuck?
In the year and a half we've done this, yeah.
And so I've only ever done it one time.
So you've done it though.
One time. And it's not because you know what's even worse about the one time I did it is I knew that there was more to read.
No, I
did it in the very first Chainsaw Man
yeah.
episode.
I can't remember. I usually read more, so maybe
Yeah, you
that's
always
my
go up.
problem.
There was a
And then
whole
I say something, and then you guys are like, "Oh, don't spoil it."
But I have a pretty good track record, okay?
There was a whole discussion about it. I'm like, if I ask to clear it up, they're gonna be like, go back and look at the comments. I'm like,
Wow.
yeah, so I'm like, I think it says that.
Well, that's like a game I guess people could play. They could go back and look at episodes and see when you shut down towards the end.
yeah,
And you're just kind of like, and maybe that's a game I'd like to play.
yeah. I want to see Cody's realization in this episode where he's like,
Wow, were you going to say anything?
No, I the only reason I chose
saw it on his
is
face.
I thought it would be funny since we were
Thank
done
you,
now.
Megan.
I literally saw it on his, and you were like, And then I was like, oh, let me just open up the
Yeah.
manga and
There have
start
been plenty
flipping
of
the
times.
pages.
I am genuinely like shook right now.
You're impressed.
You could probably go back.
I'm impressed
I don't even
that you
remember.
noticed.
I'm impressed at the vibe. You know,
You're impressed with the vibe.
You're impressed with the vibe because I was able to pick up on it and then bring it to professional level.
And
so
if
you
you
wouldn't have
caught
known.
on to the fact that I didn't read all of it and then I got surprised and Megan caught me up mid-review and I was like, oh yeah, that is interesting.
That's crazy, dude. So when people are out there in the comments being like, yeah, dude, Cody really gets it, dude. He's reading it and forming opinions on the spot, dude.
Yeah.
I've literally read that's how it's going.
Wow.
So,
Wow, where's the Cody gang now?
Yeah, where's the Cody gang
that's
now?
the
They're probably
power-
stronger than ever.
Yeah, this is like, all right, well, you know, at the end, you don't want to give too many details anyway, so keep it vague there.
His master plan is unfolding right before him.
Dude, I'm sure you've done this more than 4 times.
Oh, especially
he
in
said.
the beginning, like during when I was working 2 jobs, I was absolutely doing that. Like that's where I
Dude,
was,
okay, I don't want to hear anymore. I don't want to hear
I
anymore.
kind of do. Let it all out.
I mean, I don't even remember which one because eventually I would catch up later for the sake of like if this happens again.
Wow.
We need to save it for our Patreon.
I mean,
I think that's
I'll let you know that at the peak of like, okay, I'm working 2 jobs. I'm a little stressed out right now. There have been times I didn't read the manga at all. And
you're a liar.
No, there is at least one time where I went entirely off context.
Cody.
You guys gave me.
Cody,
You're
what
no.
episode?
I don't remember, but like I'm going.
No, you have to
We can
remember.
go through episodes.
Josh
but,
Let's
like,
go
is
through
so
episodes
mad.
after the podcast.
Josh is-
I'm shook.
There is
to
one.
the
There is
core.
at least. There may have been a second time where I went entirely of context clues.
How?
And I think there was a point where like I brought up a theory, like, oh, that's a good theory. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. But there have been times I reviewed something I didn't even just based off what you guys said.
And
But this
Megan-
time was an accident.
And Megan, you know what?
It hasn't happened in a while.
Megan, you know what? I appreciate you, your professionalism, but as a side effect of it, you've encouraged this type of behavior.
Yeah.
No, not
No.
agree. This was an
know.
honest. There was a huge confusion about how many chapters were in this volume.
But then we clarified.
Yeah, and I was embarrassed. I didn't want to ask to clarify it again. So
Scroll up.
I didn't know.
You never scroll up.
I know. It's
You
just-
know what it never
scroll
is? It's
up.
never the roast of Cody. But I'll tell you what
Uh-huh,
Cody doesn't
uh-huh,
do. He never
uh-huh.
scrolls up.
This is why I didn't. This is why, like, if I asked to clarify, you'd be like, just scroll up. I'm like, oh, I don't want to.
He will ask the same question, not exaggerating, 5 times. And sometimes, like passive aggressively, I'll just send him a screenshot of the conversation.
Which is what I need. It was like, oh, thank you for the.
How do you
information.
think
See,
I
I think
got
it's
the
passive
screenshot?
aggressive, but I'm like, oh, thank you. That's what I needed. So like your passive aggressive thing to get at
Wow.
me is giving me the information I need.
it is giving you
Wow.
So which makes me think, oh, I just have to do this. So you're just encouraging me to do it.
Okay. Well,
It was one
next
chapter
time it
I
won't
missed.
happen.
Yeah, but and it's fine. The one chapter, I guess, it's fine. But a whole volume.
I'm honestly like I think I can say it's happened at least twice.
Dude, that's insane.
Where I didn't read the manga.
That's insane. I can't believe you're saying this right now.
This may have been like even
I
like
can't
this may
believe
have been
you're saying
audio
this.
days too. So
Oh, we still have to go through. We have to figure it out. Just so I can go back and listen and just see if I could tell.
You can't.
Because that would be the funniest thing.
you won't be
ever.
able to. I'll be quiet in the beginning, and
Yeah,
then
go
and
tell us your little strategy.
if,
No.
I'll be quiet in the beginning, and then as you guys talk, and then I'll just ask questions. I'll ask clarifying questions. So when did that happen? That happened before that? No, that happened. Oh, okay. That reminds me of this. I'll go on. The only reason I'll only go on tangents as much if I'm like, oh, I didn't read all of it.
Is that why you sometimes bring up just random shit that has nothing to do with the story?
Sometimes I just want to talk.
I can't. I don't believe you read it at all anymore.
Yeah, I gotta watch. I do actually.
Yeah.
I do sometimes. I watch him read. And sometimes I gotta make sure that because sometimes he reads it like a little too fast. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I think you just skimmed that.
Mm-hmm.
So we gotta keep an eye on Cody, guys. He's the real criminal.
The mastermind.
Yeah, the real criminal mastermind of Volume 1. Wow, I'm blown away, not just by this story, but by the revelations we've discovered here today. Thank you, friends,
Spooky
for being here
sure.
to discover it with us. I love this series. I think we all love this series. I think we would all highly recommend this series. It's fun. It's mysterious.
It's fun.
It's quick.
So fun.
It's funny, but it's also kind of scary. And it's also just, I think,
Sad.
sad, but it's also really good. And I gotta say, Drifting Classroom is a pleasant surprise.
Do you think
I think you
art
should check it out.
the art style is supposed to like its purpose is supposed to contrast like the subject?
No, I think it was of the time. Yeah, but that's a good question. And speaking of questions, we do have to get to our Wonder Circle where Volume 1 Chan goes through questions you've left on previous videos. But before that, we want to say to let us know what you think of Drifting Classroom. If you like it, let us know what you liked about it. If you haven't read it yet and decided to read it based on this video, let us know what you think. But speaking of the Wonder Circle, Volume 1 Chan, she goes through comments, like I said, picks a few out that you've left on previous videos and we respond to them. So with all that said, can you pick the first, or can you read the first comment to us, please? And thank you, Volume 1 Chan. I love you so much.
This one comes from Austin Clay.
Love
Okay,
Austin
guys,
too.
I've been reading Spy X Family manga, and I know y'all are busy dropping some of the best damn content on YouTube, but all I'ma say is, in a few months, I highly recommend coming back because it is getting hella spicy. But love y'all, keep up the good work.
Aww.
Very sweet, and we love Austin. He's
Austin.
been commenting. He's been helping the algorithm a lot lately.
Austin's dope.
I gotta say, Austin, if you're listening right now, I am in love with you.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, we've mentioned a couple, but we are going to work a new format to cover
Yes.
some other volumes besides deep ones, and we want to get to Dan and Spy X Family soon.
I think those are top of our list.
Yeah.
As far as these new bonus videos come out, and for the sake of not being too repetitive, because it does feel like we talk about it in multiple episodes back to back, but I think that's because just because someone listens to one episode doesn't mean they'll necessarily listen to the next if they're a listener on a series by series kind of basis. But we have talked about, I think we even in our Patreon episode, we go probably the most into it, I think. About
the least public.
Well, that one is public. You should check that out too.
Oh, it's a public.
Yeah.
that was a crazy one.
It's a real, it's a ride. But yeah, and so I would say Spy X Family's probably coming in the next maybe couple of weeks-ish. I think it's Dan to Dan first. I think is what we're all kind of really wanting to do as that extra bonus video. And then I think Spy X Family will probably be like second or third after that.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, keep an eye out for Spy X Family and keep an eye out for Dan to Dan. Volume 1 Chan, can you hit us with the next comment, please?
This one comes from Chiori Nakanishi.
Mm.
Cody's a fucking bitch on his period. Made me spill my coffee all over my keyboard.
I remember that.
Reacting to it.
Yeah.
This was great. It's cool to get a glimpse at the people outside of talking about a thing that they just read.
Oh, this is from
I
Patreon.
need to find the origin story of how this young girl, 26-year-old, and their dad
You're the dad.
all
No, I'm
wound
not.
up on a manga podcast together, though.
I'm the 26-year-old.
You're not the
No.
26-year-old. You're the dad.
What?
You're the dad.
I think I'm a 26-year-old dad. I think I'm both. I think I'm
I
two
mean,
of
you know
them.
what's funny is we should be parents by this age. We've all.
Yeah, in an alternate universe. Yeah.
I'm not in there yet.
That runs very linear to this one. Or parallel, whatever. Very funny.
Yeah.
Very funny joke.
Yeah,
there at the
that
end.
was a crazy comment, by the way.
Oh, the comment that person was commenting
On. Yeah, that was one of the worst comments Cody's ever gotten.
The most, yeah.
That was a crazy one. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it was also funny, right? Like it was so crazy that it was funny.
Yeah.
Like, why would, what? You madman.
Yeah, and
The simplest summary of how we met is stand-up comedy, which we are all free from that life now.
the shackles and stand-up comedy, and it all came together at a Chili's.
Oh yeah, we all met for the first time at Chili's, and the first audio episode. That's the second time we all met as a group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the
And,
first time I met Cody.
Yeah, never
Yeah.
met me before.
No.
And I gotta confess to you, I'm not 26. Thank you for that. But I know she's the young whatever girl. He's the dad. I'm not. Thank you. I'm 31, and I know that's still young. So thank you for that comment. And Volume 1 Chan, why don't you hit us with the next one, please?
This one comes from Philemon Evans. Skull Knight. Something causality. Something struggle. Guts. Who are you? And why do you speak such strange words?
That was good.
Oh,
was
dude,
a
Molly's
great
one
Molly
shot.
That was
Bringing out the
good.
acting chops,
She's-
dude.
I feel like I just watched a radio play.
Yeah, radio play. I feel like I watched a radio play.
I feel
Good
like I
one,
watched a radio
Josh.
play.
I
Jesus
thought, I
Christ.
thought like Berserk was here in the room with us.
Whoa.
I thought I went kind of like, I don't know, berserk right there.
Oh, did you really feel
I
like
don't
that?
know, you guys. Like,
I started bleeding.
dude, what?
Yeah, I started bleeding from my
Scrotum.
No, not a scrotum.
no.
Scrotum bleed.
No, I started bleeding from
Scrotum bleed.
my brand that I have on my neck.
Oh,
Yeah, I started bleeding. I thought that was great. And speaking of Berserk, guess what's coming this Saturday? If you're watching this the Wednesday that it's out, then this Saturday we're releasing our Berserk Millennium Falcon arc part 1, and we are all so excited to talk about it. And I have a feeling. I'm gonna keep the camera on that for a while. I have a feeling that it's gonna be a long one, but it's because we've been gone for so long. You know what I imagine that you were like dancing for guts a little bit right there.
I kind of was.
I feel like that's where your inspiration was coming from. Yeah.
Guys, come here.
Oh my god.
And even just the thought of guts, if it does that to Megan, imagine what it does to me, Because when I think of guts, I go nuts. I was gonna be more vulgar than that, but I think we've also already made that joke.
Yeah,
When you
I've
go
made a
guts,
lot
you
of
bust
Busted
nuts.
yeah,
I've made
yeah.
a lot of guts jokes with guts.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think
also,
that was
I
like
think I'm getting
the
a,
first outro we had.
yeah, and also I think I'm getting a little attracted to Serpico too. I think I'm getting a little.
Serpico's
That's funny because people say I'm
handsome.
Serpico.
Never mind.
We talk about that drawing.
Oh, we really should. I want to post it on the community tab. I did reach out to our Discord member who drew this, and it'll maybe be on the community tab in the next day or two if it's not out right now. I sent him a DM and I asked him if I had permission to post it, and he hasn't responded yet. But people sometimes don't get on the Discord like every day.
If you know,
Raph.
It's
His name
such
is
a
Raph.
good drawing, yeah.
it's so good. It's like kind of insane.
Like they drew us as characters in Berserk, and it looks like a Berserk. It looks like a panel from Berserk.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. That's why I want to post it. It's amazing, but I want to have their permission to do it. But Berserk this Saturday, it's gonna be a long one, but it's gonna be good. It's our return to form. I mean, we're really coming back to what we love, and I think that if you love the Berserk videos, that you're gonna love this one too. Other than that, I think there's only one thing we got to do before we get out of here. Besides our outro, that's always the same. It never changes.
Talking about other things.
Well, I was gonna say thanking our wonderful,
Beautiful.
beautiful.
My love is never
drifting.
drifting. My love is never drifting. It is always it
was-
always stays in the same place in
There,
my heart.
yeah, there. What do you call that? What do you call the thing that was left behind? Like the left behind
The
by
crater.
there was a crater in my heart,
Uh-huh.
You
But-
guys are on fire.
but now that they filled it.
Yeah. There's
And
no
they're-
more room. There's only room for class.
Our
And
straight
they're
shooters.
classy.
And they're classy.
They're classy.
Uh-huh.
Our Patreon members. Thank you to all of our wonderful, beautiful, amazing Patreon members. Thank every single one of you, our new members, our OG members, and everyone in between. Thank you so much for your support. You know what? I like throwing it to you guys every now and then. Cody, say something about this guy right here.
Well, first of all, huge personality.
Huge personality. I could tell that from his name or their name.
Hmm.
Megan, why don't you say something about this name here?
Wow, that name's like hot.
Oh, wow.
Oh, well, don't give him that much power.
Yeah. Well, whoever that was,
That's dangerous.
send us
Legs.
send us a message on Patreon. But for real, guys, thank you so much. And if you would like to become a Patreon member, all you got to do is go to patreon.com/volume1pod to get early access to all of our videos, and you get access to our Patreon exclusive bonus podcast, Volume 1 Extra, which there's a preview of now on our channel. And you can watch that there.
Ooh.
You can also join the algorithm gang.
I can also do
Algorithm gang, and thumbs upping and
Thumbs
thumbs
upping,
upping,
liking,
and even thumbs downing, but we don't want you to do that.
well, but it does,
Thumbs upping.
I mean,
it still counts.
yeah, if you're doing it to like shit on us, I mean, it does still count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're like, oh, I can't afford Patreon, but I do want to support. Engagement counts as far as YouTube ad revenue, so like you can consider those thumbs up, comments, liking anything as like that does like that you can view that as like a tip.
I really love when he says that. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for watching and listening. We love every single one of you, no matter who you are. You know what? You can do anything you set your mind to, and I believe that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. The only thing left to do is to get out of here on our outro that's always the same and never changes, which today should be read the fucking manga.
Dude.
I read most of it.
Dude, where's my school?
Where's my school?
I love it. I love it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And until next time,
dude, where's my school? It's like totally gone.
No, mine says school. What does yours say? School. What does mine say?
Mine says, bitch, read the manga next time.
That's a long one.
And now we're done. We're drifting away.